Hello subscribers, here is another review. This time it's the Mattel Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Wave 2 Action Attack Suchomimus figure. Now I finally managed to get one of these figures on Amazon for $19.99, Amazon Prime. And these things tend to be selling out really quickly. So if you see one on Amazon for $19.99, I recommend you buying it. And I really can't imagine how fast the Legacy Spinosaurus will sell. So let's take a look at the packaging quickly. Of course, the packaging the same as always. Jurassic World logo right there, Mount Cyber erupting, Owen in blue, Suchomimus, action feature, and of course, being a Wave 2 figure, it's going to have the new logo right there. And it's an open packaging, which most of you guys know that open packaging probably isn't a good idea because kids might mess everything up. But let's go to the back now. The back, you got the Suchomimus right there, along with the Stegosaurus, the Triceratops, and the Baryonyx. Now, I don't have the Stegosaurus yet, but I will get that figure in the future. It also says Get Jurassic World Facts app. So let's waste no time and get this girl out of her packaging. Now, here's the Suchomimus out of her packaging. And I have to say, I really underestimated this figure. When the leaked images were first shown, I wasn't too impressed with it. Because, it looked very cartoonish, but in person, it looks much better. So let's take a look at the detailing first. See, starting off the tail, you can see all these nicely sculpted lines right here, going along the figure. You can see more well sculpted scales right here, and the musculature in her legs right here. Then on her feet, you see you got these typical dinosaur feet right here, with a nice amount of detailing on here and painted toe claws. And on the bottom, of course, you got your little Jurassic World facts scan code. And then back to the detailing right here, you got the ribs poking out right here, her shoulder blades slightly poking out, and some skin folds right here. Got that muscular neck right there. And you can see that she has some muscular arms right there, some nice detailing in the hands right there, and her thumb claw used for catching fish. And see, the head sculpt is of course where most of the detailing is. You got these nicely sculpted scales right here, a good amount of detail near the eye, and of course the crest, which most Spinosaurus had, and I'm really glad that Mattel added that. And also these nicely sculpted teeth right here. Doesn't seem to be any defects on there, which is great. And for the other side of the figure, there's basically the same amount of detailing, scales right here, then her fish-like sail right here. Tail looks a little bit small, in my opinion, in comparison to the rest of the figure. But, that's probably just a minor nitpick. So yeah, detailing is great. So let's get into articulation now. Articulation, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation. And 8 points of articulation if you want to count the spring-loaded head. Yeah, I actually like how the ankles are posable, because the Carnotaurus, you can't really articulate the ankles. And of course, it's got the same ball-jointed tail as the Carnotaurus. So that's it for articulation. There is a good amount of articulation on here. From the tail to the legs to the arms. So let's get into the paint job. Now, the paint job actually looks much better in person. It doesn't look as bright as the leaked images shown, but it's like for the paint job on this figure, it's still relatively bright for a carnivorous dinosaur. I wish they were to use like a darker yellow or even a darker blue. But this paint job still looks fine in my opinion. I really like it. It's definitely more appealing than, say, like the Roarvor's Ankylosaurus paint job or the Triceratops paint job. But see, it's kind of clear that Mattel tried to mimic the Suchomimus from the Jurassic World website. And I kind of like how they went with their own thing here. Instead of directly copying the Suchomimus, they gave it like a little fish-like sail right here, which is really creative in my opinion. So paint job, excellent. So the overall look at the sculpt, I actually really like it, honestly, even though the tail is a little bit small in comparison to the rest of the body, and the head does look quite large in comparison to the rest of the body as well. But in my opinion, the head kind of looks like a barracuda in my opinion. Maybe this Suchomimus has barracuda DNA, which kind of explains why it sails like a fish-like. But I really like the fishy aquatic look to this dinosaur. It really works for this dinosaur. So of course, take a look at the action feature now. Being an action attack, of course, it's going to have a chomping action. It's basically the same thing what we get with the Carnotaurus. Chomping Action. And actually, like, this one feels a little bit more smoother than the Carnotaurus. Actually, it actually feels like it has a much stronger spring. Because, like, for the Carnotaurus, let's start with the comparisons right now. For the Carnotaurus, sometimes when you press a button, sometimes, the action feature gets stuck like that. Because I guess the spring isn't as strong as the Suchomimus, because the neck and the head snaps right back into place after that. So, yeah, start with the comparisons right now. Here's Suchomimus and Carnotaurus. See, I think the Suchomimus is slightly larger than the Carnotaurus. Of course, both have the same action features. And overall, I still think the Carnotaurus is my favorite action-attack dinosaur, but this Suchomimus is a very close second. But I just like this Carnotaurus more because it's very movie accurate, awesome paint job, and it looks more realistic and better proportions as well. So next up, let's bring in the Suchomimus' relative, the Baryonyx. And overall, I like the Baryonyx figure more because it's more, realistic. It's more realistic. It has a more natural paint job and better proportions. But it's great that Mattel added 3 Spinosaurs to this toy line, including this Baryonyx, the Suchomimus, and of course the Legacy Spinosaurus himself. So yeah, these two are very compatible next to each other. They both have an aqua look to it. Next up, let's bring in the Rorovor's Ceratosaurus. As you can see, both of these are relatively brightly colored dinosaurs right here, and they're very compatible, highly detailed, and nice paint jobs. Next in, let's bring in Rorovor's Ankylosaurus, which this is more of a dull paint job. This one is like more brightly colored. But detailing, I guess the Ankylosaurus is a little bit more impressive in terms of detailing, but these are both great figures. Next up, let's bring in Attack Pack Herrera Source. And I think these two are very compatible. Both are a little bit cartoonish looking, but they both have bright colors. And proportions on them are a little bit off in my opinion. But other than this, I still really like both of these figures, and they're very compatible. Next up, let's bring in Battle Damage Blue. As you can see, Blue is absolutely dwarfed by this Suchomimus right here. Next up, let's bring in the Chomping T-Rex, Battle Damage Chomping T-Rex. As you can see, the Suchomimus is almost as big as Rexy here. And last but not least, let's bring in Mini Blindback Suchomimus, which in my opinion doesn't look as Barracuda-like as the Action Attack one. This one actually looks a little bit more ferocious and dinosaur-like in my opinion. But other than that, they're basically the same thing. And this could be like, a baby Suchomimus, and that could be like the adult. So yeah, that is it for this review. This is the Mattel Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Action Attack Suchomimus figure. And I do recommend you picking this girl up. She is absolutely fantastic. A great action feature, great paint job, nice detailing. So yeah, I recommend you getting this on Amazon for $19.99 when it comes back, because it's been coming in stock, out of stock very quickly. Yeah, don't get scalped on eBay. Just wait for it to come back on $19.99 for Amazon Prime, because that's the lowest it can go as of now. And I heard some people have been finding them at Walmart or Target, so might as well go there to test your luck. So if I had to give this figure a rating, I'll probably give her an 8.5 out of 10. So if you like this video, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review.